Can I get a motion to open up?
I make a motion.
Second. All in favor? We're open. You're on. Oh, wait a minute, we have to read these.
Oh, here's the,
Where is she?
Okay, West Boylston Conservation Commission public hearing notice. A public hearing will be held in accordance with General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Act, on the application of the town of West Boylston, care of Anita Shapers. Town administrator requests for determination of applicability on the construction of a new town of West Boylston Senior Center, along with related parking, infrastructure, and related site. What is that?
Appurtenances?
Appurtenances? Okay, outside of 100 feet from any jurisdictional area at 120 Prescott Street, West Boylston, Mass. Public hearing will be held on Monday, March 5th, 2018 at 7 p.m. at the West Boylston Town Offices, 140 Worcester Street, West Boylston, Mass.
You're on.
Okay. My name's William Mark. I'm with Places Associates. We're sub-consultants, site sub-consultants to Taylor Beanick, who are the project architects. We're planners, landscape architects, civil engineers, and surveyors. I'm a registered landscape architect and a DEP soil evaluator. I mention that simply because I did the wetlands delineation on the site, and I can give you my qualifications if you need more. Basically, way over here, and we show it in our application materials, the town GIS identifies a wooded wetland right there. And it shows the outline of the Gidley School, which would have been right here. So it's right over here. I went in there and I did, in November, early November, I did some soil borings and I did a plant count. It's included, the delineation form is included in here. And I determined that's not a wetland over in there. It's not even close. It's got, the soils are not hydric. It doesn't have indicator plants. There is a tiny little isolated wetlands, which looks like it was a dug depression by somebody way up here. It's very far away. It doesn't hold a 1/4 acre foot, but it's got the plants. The only jurisdictional wetlands appear to be the wetlands on the property of Neola, the abutter. And we only hung 2 flags because it really kicks this way, it kicks that way, it's the head. And that's the 100-foot buffer line that we show here. We're staying outside the 100-foot buffer line, and we are putting erosion controls up along the 100-foot buffer zone and going up the hill to protect the wetlands. And the erosion control plan, I think it's C7, is part of the plan set.
Here's another set of plans.
So what we show is proposed straw wattles along the buffer zone line, that's on C1. And you can see on C1 our little isolated wetlands as well. So we're asserting that we're not doing any work within 100 feet of the wetlands, both on-site and off-site, and we're requesting a negative determination 3. We're doing work but outside the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission. We kept it short.
Very good. Any questions? You want to make a motion on this? Want to think about it? Be negative determination, what, you close the public hearing?
You have to do the determination first.
No, you do.
Oh, close the public hearing.
Yeah.
I move that we close the public hearing.
All right, all those in favor?
The second first.
John second, we didn't hear him.
Sorry. It's getting worse now.
It's coming.
All right, so the negative
Then
determination.
I make a motion that we make a negative determination of applicability for the 120 Prospect Street project.
And we'll impose the erosion controls that are shown on the print.
Yes.
All right, we'll do that Sunday morning, okay? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
How's that, pretty quick?
Actually, thank you.
Thank you. Johnny Angel, you're next. Oh, good evening. Good evening. I have, John, there we go.
I don't, if you want, you can have it.
Bill, why don't you keep it short?
Yeah, fine.
Actually, can I trade that, that's the original, or,
Oh, no.
yeah, you can keep that. I have extras.
We're that close.
Hey, how are you?
That was very good, Ellen. For the first one, that was excellent.
You did good, Ellen.
Thank you.
You did so good, we're gonna let you keep doing it.
Yeah.
I work anything, huh?
What's Mr. Baldarelli doing?
We're waiting for DCR to post the continuance of our hearing. And a week ago, Monday, I delivered back the response to Nancy's 15 questions. It was either a week ago Monday or the Monday before. I ran into Vinnie today, and Vinnie tells me that he hasn't seen anything come across his desk yet. And he's gone back to check on that. But I brought you 2 copies of what we've submitted back to DCR.
What were your questions in short?
Well, specifications for the grindings, and, we use,
Oh, that's what you're gonna use to cover?
yes,
Okay.
the Mass DOT wanted us to do that. Well,
What are grindings?
the ground up
Asphalt.
bituminous asphalt.
They,
And
they use it for ground cover because it comes back, so they make a road
I
out
had
of
to
it.
write back and say, we're not gonna use that, we're gonna use hot rolled, because every
Oh, it's a final.
single resource that I went to said that if you're within 2 feet of groundwater or an area that where it floods, that it releases stuff. And I kept thinking, well, it can't release any more or less than the hot top on Route 12, we use the hot top. So that was a big change.
Logic has no place with that.
And she wanted to see details of
Elevations.
elevations, we got all that. She wanted a very descriptive procedure of how they're gonna do everything.
Now, who's asking this, Nancy, John?
Nancy had,
So is this starting with the orange juice and Cheerios, or when do we start
well,
this?
you know, I've got to get to the end of John Durkin's gonna do this.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm standing like, I get to the end of it, I'm saying to myself, this is so complicated now, he's not gonna look at this. But, you know, I got sketches and the procedure and the rest of it. So, I tried to explain to Nancy that they don't have dominion.
Mistake, right then and there, mistake.
That, you know, they may think they have jurisdiction over Mass DOT, but, you know, Mass DOT, no. And that, you know, we're happy to do whatever they want to, but, you know, we're gonna do whatever Mass DOT wants to with the roadway. And that,
Because it's their land.
yeah, and she wanted me to take out anything to do with ongoing maintenance or cleaning up the area or the beaver debris, which was an issue when we went to the hearing. Because Chris Nestor thought that the whole thing would just fill up with beaver debris immediately. Nobody noticed.
He's a moron, and if he did his maintenance, we wouldn't have this problem in the first place.
Exactly.
That's just an aside.
So
Not to be
I had to leave all that in there because I, you know, have told her in the past that, you know, everyone wants the side of the road to look good. And that, you know, there will be ongoing maintenance and Eddie will police the area, trash will get removed.
What's he doing with that, the remnants of the dam that was up there at the bridge, the crossing?
I don't know.
Was that part of it or not?
No, they dragged that up onto the, dragged it up on the beach and left it.
That's fine, as long as I can get the water through the bridge, because
Yeah.
without that, I got the problem with the condos across the street.
Well, I I saw David the other day, I don't know if I told you this part, but
Go ahead.
I had stopped over and I wanted to see if the water was
Oh,
flowing.
yeah, you did tell me, yes.
And, you know, I put the thing in the water, and I'm waiting, it looks like it's going the wrong way, and I go up to Gumby's to get the paper and the coffee, and came back, and the thing was still in the...
Yeah, there's a lot of times it comes down, it goes back down around that road in circles, like that little island. if you will.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no...
There was no
appreciable-
current there at all.
There's no flow,
No,
no
never really
appreciable
is.
flow.
Never really is.
Well, the last time I, went out...
Plus you're high right now too.
Yeah.
Really high.
Well, last time I walked out there, they draped a corrugated pipe over the beaver dam. And, I'm saying to myself, it's not an inverted siphon, I mean, what's it doing there?
Who did that?
Yeah, who?
TCR.
I have no clue what that's for.
I got a nice picture of it.
Why would they do something like that? Why would they?
Why are they even on this property?
I was gonna start with my next question. It's not even their property, it's private property.
Well, the DCR property is where the big,
Is that where the pipe
What
is?
the dam is?
yeah,
That's where the corrugated pipe is?
yeah.
I thought that was part of Andy's property.
No,
Isn't the field to the right his property, part of it?
yes, but, well, the...
And then it comes up and circles around.
Yeah, but the whole thing out, if you're standing with your back to the street,
Yeah.
that whole swamp area is really, as it goes out the trolley road,
That's DCR's
that's
property.
DCR.
DCR all the way to Sterling.
All the way to,
Yeah.
Prescott Street.
Yeah, Eddie goes along frontage, but it comes back.
Yeah, and then we own part of that hill, I don't know.
Yeah, they own the swamp though,
Okay.
yeah.
The DCR,
Does that go to
Yes.
Prescott? Does that go to Prescott Street?
yes.
Yeah.
Goes all the way over to
How
Prescott
much
Street.
on Prescott Street?
They have quite a bit, they might have 600 or 1,000 linear feet. It's
It's
a hearing.
see.
I asked if they wanted to trade some.
Was there everybody at the telephone, the electrical wires? Doing this? I don't remember seeing the gate up there.
I don't know. I don't know where it is. But anyway, what else does she have that you want?
That's about it.
That's about it.
So John, let me ask you this. So in other words, what's holding this project up is what Nancy's asking for.
And just for them to issue their permit.
So is there anything can be done to expedite this quicker? Is there anything that Nancy needs that someone can furnish, you guys can furnish to her?
I don't think so. We've given them absolutely everything.
Are they having a public hearing somewhere? Or the woods here?
Well, the beginning of the hearing when it was open, was public. And
They closed it.
the only people that came were,
DC.
and I don't believe they closed it. They continued it.
The public hearing?
Yeah. So she's gonna tell us when the next posting is. Probably would have heard by now, but.
They had to do it, somebody, how long was that?
21 days, isn't it? Aren't they under that rule?
I don't know when they are.
How
When
long
did
was
you
that?
meet with her?
When was the last meeting? How long ago?
It was in December.
I think it's 21
So
days.
you haven't talked to her or had any communications with her since
Well, it's
December?
30th.
I've left her a couple messages.
Well, if I get notification
So
of the tree
I don't
tent,
understand,
what we're
I
under,
really don't
I'm
understand
21
why
days.
she's holding this up. I mean,
I mean, I could
it seems
schedule
to
a
me
meeting for further,
that
but I gotta
everything's
schedule
been
something.
done, everything, Army Corps
I
of
gotta have a
Engineers,
definitive
DOT,
As long as you got a postmark.
us,
401,
No way.
us.
401 water quality,
Yeah.
You
DEP.
know,
So,
Yeah, we even had FEMA and Homeland Security sign off.
And you got your meeting, you got your engineer, everybody's gone, right? Everybody's gone.
Yeah.
well, that's what bothers my mind, and why doesn't she sign off
well,
on
that
it?
makes sense, they declared a public hearing for so long. I'm just saying,
There's gotta be a time limit on it.
as I just happened to Bill, I think it's
Is it?
2 days.
I think it's 21 days, and that's it. I don't know of any other time.
So let me ask you, Billy, let me ask you this. If there's a 21-day limitation on a public hearing, and she exceeds that date, what becomes of it at that point? Does he have to file for another hearing, or can it just move on to the next level?
No, you can't change the hearing. The hearing's got a number, and that one has to come to fruition.
All right, so at the duration of that,
And I don't think it's an automatic acceptance or rejection, I don't think either one.
If it
It has
were
to be one of them, it has to be.
It's gotta be one of them, but I don't know which one.
here at the town, you know, you'd go and petition the town clerk. But I don't know who you'd talk to for DCR.
Well, you'd have to petition Roy in Boston, go right to the top, or who else would you go to?
How about going to the Secretary of Environmental Affairs?
Well, I was thinking about going to Harriet Chandler, the,
Yeah, I know. I think you'd be better off if you probably wrote
What's
to
his
the
name?
Department of Environmental Affairs,
yeah.
you know?
I don't know where you would go.
Well,
That's why I would go right to
I'll
Roy's
call her
office
and
and
check her out
kick them back to
tomorrow.
somebody.
yeah.
Because it seems to me this is being very unfair to Eddie.
Oh, it's killing Eddie, it's killing
It
everybody.
just seems like it's very unfair to treat an individual like this,
Yeah,
Eddie or somebody else.
Or anybody, that's right.
Right, anybody. Gone through all the channels that he's gone through, all the expense that he's gone through, and still having a roadblock, and there's no reason for it.
And we had an appeal here, I bet it's over a year now,
Earl,
maybe 2 years, I don't even know anymore.
do you know how many beginning of marches I've come here?
There has to be a limit to that, we have,
I'll look into that, I'll call Boston tomorrow and find out, I don't have an answer. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know.
gonna call Nancy again.
Dave, what is it for CPD?
Bill, why don't you go?
You're supposed to do it within, when we open a hearing, we have to do it within 65 days.
Right,
Yeah,
but
it's a
with
little bit
the town,
different than
DCR
we
may
are.
be different, I don't know. I wouldn't think it
But
should be that different.
But if you're saying 21 days, and John's saying that the last meeting was in December. This
But
is
as far as
March.
I know, they still have to be inside 310, I don't know where they're at, I don't know what they do.
Yeah, the last hearing, she sent this out on the 5th of December, and we met on the 29th
Who needs to
of
sign
November.
this?
Yeah,
Wow, that has to be.
That's crazy.
but
Even if they were using business days, it would wait.
That's more than 65
That's
days.
6 more, 60
Yeah.
days.
But do you guys have where, like, for us, if we don't do anything in 65 days, it becomes automatic?
Exactly right. That's-
Automatic to what? Acceptance?
Yes,
Yeah.
automatic acceptance.
That's the
We don't-
part I don't
We don't do
Yeah,
anything.
I'm not sure
we
how
don't
you
do
get
anything
that
within-
document
Within that
that shows
65 day
that.
period.
That's why I want to call Boston, I don't have an answer.
CBA, same with inspection, same with anything like that.
Yeah, so why can't it apply to the conservation as well? Or to DCR rather?
It may, I don't know, I never had it happen before.
Yeah.
You know who you really, Billy, you should call the Department of Environmental Affairs, Matt Beaton's office, and find that out, because if there is a statute of limitation on there, then he automatically should get the approval to go forward with his project. And this has been carried on way too
Before his
far.
permits run out,
That's right.
because all the permits that have been issued have a
Well,
defined
Because
John,
right now, it's 60
John,
days.
you might
as of
want
today.
to, you might want to investigate that also, if there is a statute of limitation to that hearing,
Yeah.
you know?
I'll call them in the morning, give me a call in the afternoon, we'll see what we find out.
I agree 100%, it's just ridiculous they can delay it like that.
Yeah, they want to know how we're gonna need water. I made up 7 more sketches.
What do you mean, do you want to put in the,
Yeah, John Durkin wants to use jersey barriers
yeah,
and then drape plastic over them, secure them with sandbags, and then put steel plates on them to be able to get a piece of equipment close enough to be able to.
what are you gonna put out under the coffers, you put in stone or something?
No, it's just gonna put the barriers right in there, they should sit.
Put a flat up, yeah.
So that's just so he can work on it.
Yeah, and the water can pass
Correct.
through, so we're not really impounding or stopping the water. And then when the culverts are dropped, they'll open it up and the water can.
Well, in August, there's not much there anyway, it's 7 or 8 inches of water at the most.
There's water there all the time now, it was last summer. It just doesn't go
Well, if you
out.
break that beaver dam, you'll be
Well,
right.
we're gonna break the beaver dam. Something will have to
At
happen.
least they don't trouble across the street.
How,
Yeah.
how you what the water?
That's why I watch it all the time.
They want to know how.
Oh, how we're
As soon as
gonna
that dam
de-water,
comes up, I'm right up at the road instantly.
de-water.
I mean, but it's-
Oh, yeah,
It's
talk
deep.
about it. How's it in? Flood.
Okay.
Starts out of fire.
Right
Right under the water.
Where's the septic system?
Oh,
Right now,
above,
we have
yeah,
to back.
above.
So what do you mean? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, so we're really not even
They
blocking.
had a pipe
Water
there.
system, everything?
Yeah.
Yes.
there's a
Yeah,
lot
one
of
system.
tasks.
They had a buy, John, a piece of land up in the back when the system failed. The original system failed. So what they had to do is they had to buy a piece of land up in the back, by my understanding, the way it was told to me, in order for them to put a revised system up to continue operation.
Which is what they're doing now.
Did you see a picture down the cable, the septic, everything washed away, the septic systems were exposed?
No.
I did see that,
You see that?
yeah. Yeah.
Boy, they got hammered down there. Poor people. Awful.
Now, if we've changed things enough that you want us to come in and file again.
No, you're good, no, we're done.
John, we like you, but you don't have to come back.
We're not giving any aggravation, we're just upset that you have to go through this. Is that
Right, this
right?
is ridiculous.
This is, the town was supposed to should,
You know, I know she's gonna give us a hard time with Mass DOT.
She always does.
I called Adam and, you know, see if he and Jason Benoit will come to the next interaction there.
so if you call and ask when the hearing is,
I'll call tomorrow. I gave her a week, and,
you have to find the facts of somebody that knows the answer.
yeah.
Oh, Boston, no, I never called, I figured it was done.
When does his permits run out?
Those are usually good for like,
It's summer.
are they do that quick?
Well, they came, most of them are for 2 years, but.
That's what I thought, 2 or 3.
They've got a window for him to be able to work in the stream area.
Yeah, because they're gonna make them August and September, usually, that's what they do.
Yeah, but I think he could start as early as June. And it takes 90 days to order
Right,
yeah,
culvert.
the box. So, you know, we're getting tight on it. I think, you know, he's wanted to order the stuff now for about 2 months. To beg him not to order it, but, you know,
Yeah, because it'll just sit there.
yeah.
That's crazy.
So as long as he starts the project before his permits run out, he's safe, right?
Far as I'm concerned, he started the project, it's them that are holding it up, and I would make argument that I get as much extension as you've given me delay.
Yeah.
And I would think that would hold in any court, but there's more expense.
But
Because
yeah,
from what he said, from what John said, it seems like they're holding it up. We're hoping that his permits will expire before they make a ruling.
Well, let's hope that.
That's a negative outlook, but it might be an accurate outlook.
I mean, I'm just listening to what he said.
Oh, yeah, no,
And that's because for November.
Do you know how many years we've been doing this?
Oh, I understand that, but I'm just saying November
Seems to be where
29th,
it's pointed.
and this is March
yeah, unfortunately,
5th. That's 68
unfortunately, it
days.
seems like it's
You
in
know,
that
and
direction.
normally like for us here in town.
Which is very
it's
unfair.
65 days.
And it's
If you don't
not
do it
right.
within 65 days, you know, so it seems like they're trying to prolong it, hoping that his permits expire before they make a ruling, they can say, oh, I'm sorry, your permits expired.
You know, David, there might be some truth in what you're saying. It's unfortunate if they're thinking that way.
Like I said, we'll have an answer tomorrow. Doesn't mean they're not doing anything, but at least we'll know a direction to go in.
Well,
I wish you'd come in last month, I didn't know you were having this problem, I thought we were all set.
well, I didn't know we were gonna have this problem. I figured that she'd take the papers in hand and we'd hear from her right away.
Several months since I was here.
Yeah, Vinny will ask, Vinny has either gone back and asked today, or he'll catch up with her tomorrow. I'll call tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I'll give you.
I don't know if Vinny should really be involved where he's with the town and whatever, I don't know, just my opinion. I don't know what's gonna
Well,
come.
Bill, wouldn't Vinnie know the answer to that question though? How long they have?
Oh, you wouldn't, yeah, Vinny, yeah, Vinny knows this stuff inside out.
Vinny volunteered to.
Oh, that's fine, I mean, he knows what he can and can't do, I just don't want to get him in
Well, I was
trouble.
gonna say, I wouldn't shove you into that.
You know, because some people really get funny on that stuff. I just want to get it done, but I'm not part of that, so if I step on toes, I step on toes. It happens. But it's not right, it's just not right.
Absolutely not.
Well, thank you very much.
Hey, thank you for coming
I'll
out.
leave you with 2 copies.
Let me
The,
know, I'm very,
Okay.
very interested.
All right.
if anybody's suffering from insomnia,
I am, but it's a little mild case. Thank you.
thank you.
John, could you sign?
Sign it.
Oh, yes.
We know you're a kid, but the world wants to know you came.
Okay, that should be it.
Hang on.
Did you read all the long minutes from the last?
Yeah, the long
meeting?
minutes are still
Can I have a motion to
long
accept
for me.
those minutes?
I make a motion to accept the meeting, minutes of
Second,
February's meeting.
all in favor?
Aye.
It's done. Treasury report, I already did it. It was just a
What about
wonderful
the
condition.
complaint?
Which complaint?
When we got the email from Laurel Street?
From where?
And actually,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, the mail that I gave you, Bill, there's like 2 complaints in there.
I didn't get the little complaints, what are they?
Someone's burying storage tanks at
Yeah, there is,
night in excavator.
What?
You didn't read the email?
Not that one, no.
Someone's burying storage tanks,
Yeah.
wait a minute, let me see.
Is that the one?
Someone's burying,
Like an excavator at night, and they were both burying storage tanks.
Thank you. Sorry.
thanks, John.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh,
I read that one. If this is
Laurel,
like,
that's gonna be up at the dump, right?
I don't know what 45 is.
Laurel Street starts down at the bottom.
Wall Street starts at
That's for the camera.
at the beginning.
Yeah, and so the numbers are gonna be as you go up towards the brush dump there. That's where this is.
Is that if I were the town? has-
Yeah, exactly. I don't know which side, I don't know how they run it,
Yeah.
or even.
The question, I don't know.
Should be confused.
What is this one?
You
Laurel
don't think
Street?
it's a bomb shelter, do you?
What number is it, 145?
Yeah, 145. Maybe he's doing, is it Diane Democrat? Figures Trump's gonna do us
Well,
in.
that's an interesting.
to make reconnaissance mission.
See, he might well be building a bomb shelter.
But you still need permission to bury this stuff. They're going to remove the other chairman.
Do you realize that, those containers, I would assume it's an overseas container,
Yeah.
they're at minimum 8 feet tall, tall. In the minimum of 20 feet long. They go up to 40 feet.
So, could he dig on one night?
Well, it depends what you got.
Yeah, big backhoe.
Yeah, you got 330, yeah. You could, and those take out a yard and a half, 2 yards at a time.
You have to go up there.
I'd be hard pressed to believe this.
Yeah, me too. So you have to drive by there.
I'll take a ride, but I don't, matter, I'll go right now, I don't
Yeah,
care.
drive by night and see if someone's actually doing it. You'd
First
have to
of all-
see, you'd have to see fresh dirt stuff.
First of all,
You're not gonna miss this machine.
First of all, if I'm not mistaken, that area still has septic systems.
It does.
Rivington,
It does.
Rivington Estates. Am I right, Dave?
I don't know.
Yes, sir.
That might make sense.
Septic systems.
There's water up there. There's water up there, there's no storage.
Okay. So that being said, does he have enough square footage in his perimeters of his lot? Take out the house, the driveway, the front
This
yard?
isn't that old
No,
shooting
this
range
is-
thing,
This
is
is
it?
that brick house, that ranch house, I think.
No, is that an option? I don't think so. I don't know.
Anyway, my question is, does he have enough room? It's, according to this letter, it says that it can be seen from Rivington Estates. You know where Rivington Estates is?
Yeah.
So
So,
across that barn, right?
yeah, so what I'm saying is, does he have enough room in his backyard to bury these things?
He's making it.
Huh?
He's making it.
I don't
Well,
know.
if he's doing it,
I don't know.
found the space
It's
to
only-
do it, doesn't mean
See
it's
the
right.
shelter? Otherwise, they're always burying money.
You got that kind of money.
Yeah, you got that kind of money,
So
give him
is
a
that-
check for the town.
Is that something that you have to have the building inspector, the zoning enforcement officer go out and look at?
Anything over 100 feet, you gotta have a permit.
That's a
10 by 10.
No, they went up 200 square feet.
Really? What did that?
Yeah, they now adopted the universal building code.
That was in October 1. Obviously, I haven't read it.
200 square feet.
Why don't we send a letter to
Really?
Bentley, have them go look at the property?
All right.
He's not gonna see any fresh dirt in there. I mean, unless the
Well-
guy planting grass in the middle of winter.
I don't know.
And you should be able to walk through it.
You said that those tanks are 8 feet by 40 feet?
Some go 8 by 20 and some are 8 by 40. In other
You see
words,
the ones they have down in Worcester, that's what you're talking about.
They're over 6 containers.
You'd have to,
8 feet wide, 8 feet tall, and either 20 or 40 feet long.
I can't believe this.
They use for overseas containers, for storage.
Oh,
send a letter back. Okay.
I'll get out and see it tomorrow,
Okay.
because I want to know, that one on Lancaster, I want to do a cease and desist on that one, because I got all kinds of guys, that's the one that they, I don't know what they were doing with it. It's like the last house before you come into Sterling, up by the reservoir,
Yeah.
up the top of the hill. They tore the whole thing down, they left it all.
I saw that, I saw that.
What's that?
Yeah. I saw
What,
that.
in,
It was a house
Oh,
up there.
what's that?
On 110, yeah.
And they're working, they tore the house down, they put a frame or
Yeah,
some kind of,
on a foundation that you can look through,
Yeah.
just block
yeah,
foundation.
that's, no, that's before the last one, so.
Well, to me, it's the last, I don't know where the
There's
line
several
actually
houses,
is,
several houses.
but it's right there someplace. And he's got all of the residue and everything in the wetlands. He just cut it up and threw it in there. Because I got complaints from the women right next to it. There's like a retaining wall there, and she complained.
That, he's been working on that project for a couple of years now.
a long time. He tore the house down himself.
He nailed by, board by board, nail by nail, to take it down. Next thing you know, he's right down to the foundation. And then next thing you know, he's starting to build another one.
Yeah, well, where's he getting the building permit? He never came in front of
I was
us.
like, I don't know, I have no idea.
That's one of the things we talked about on that thing, that they got, building and stuff like that. They don't notify enough people, not enough, everyone's unaware of what's going on in town.
Right.
Well, the
Well,
building
that
inspector,
meeting that we do, that's works. Yeah, that works pretty good.
if he has a building permit, the building inspector would have a copy of it. He would have had it issued. So all you.
Well, that's why I'm gonna go down and see
No, I'm
him
saying,
tomorrow.
all you have to do is ask him, what's going on whatever the ad is, Lancaster Street, whatever the number is, and he should be able to look it
I
up.
think he told me he gave him cease and desist. I just went out there Sunday. So it's really difficult to tell you when they stopped work, I don't know.
He made a demo for the demo.
Yeah, and he's got a full dumpster there.
Yeah. It doesn't.
And I need something, I mean, it's a mess. I can't believe they're not stepping on nail killing
You know
themselves.
who the owner is?
Not a clue.
Or where he's from?
I know they bought it at an auction, I know that, so we're dealing with a flipper right away.
Oh, he's been gonna make a lot of money there for 2 years.
Maybe the show hasn't come on TV, he doesn't know where to go from here.
And that's all septic up there too, right? Bill, that's all septic up there too, right?
That's that one that,
That's the one that,
That's the one that the Rhode
Yeah.
Island?
that's the one that's got the call. Yeah.
remember I said I want to see it, because I had never seen one installed? Well, I never got a call, because they never put it in.
Yeah, because even if they were so close to the wetlands that the water was still gonna be.
Where he was gonna put it is owned by the state, because they own like 20 feet. What looks like his lawn is really the side setback for that road.
I don't know if it's 20 feet, but there is a setback of.
Foot floor was poles.
Huh?
Foot floor was poles.
Well, I don't think the road's exactly where it belongs. I think
Oh, I
I
don't
don't know
know.
what the problem is.
So that's the one that, really, 160,000 or something.
165,000 they paid for that.
Yeah,
They paid 165,
Yeah.
right?
And then tore it down on a non-conforming lot.
God bless him.
I don't know.
I bet you.
But I think you're right about
that.
Bentley should have a building permit for that.
yeah. I mean, whatever the address is, Lancaster Street, or whatever the number is, he can look it up on the Lancaster and see what the number is.
Yeah, like John said, too.
What you call knows, because I've talked to him about it before, because they were tearing down everything.
Yeah, we know about it.
He knew about that house.
So another thing too, he needs to have a dumpster permit to take the demolition away.
He didn't take it away, he left everything, it's all
Well,
over.
it's a
all
dumpster
over.
full, because I went to Clinton today and I came back and I see the thing full.
Yeah, that's the house I'm talking about.
Yeah. Because they have to document where that trash is going.
Yeah,
That's correct.
Asphalt and stuff like
That's
that.
right.
I'm sure the house had asphalt, floor and stuff like that was built in the 50s, so.
I don't know what kind of floor it's in there.
Well, he's got 8-inch blocks that you can see through,
Yeah.
so you know there's no tie downs
Yeah.
on the sill plate, that's non-existent.
Yeah, 9-inch tiles and floors, whatever.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, anything prior to 78 is gonna be asbestos.
That's, he also, even with that Rhode Island septic system, he was gonna have a problem locating that, because it was the
He
proximity.
doesn't own any land, that's the problem.
Right.
But this is made for very constrictive areas, which is why I wanted to see the installation, how they did it.
What were we talking about?
He's got no problems with the septic system.
That's right.
Well, he does now, because he created it himself. And no
Anyway,
problem.
anything else?
No, we're good. All I need is a motion to leave.
I'll make a motion to close the meeting. Get a
All in
second.
favor?
Aye.
Toby Sunday morning will do the stuff. You've got the folder right here. You're all set.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a chance to go up to Century Drive?
Yeah.
Okay, up by where, across from the FedEx building, where the Girl Scouts want to build their
Yeah, you go up and it's sort of like you go around, they're up on the far corner, all right?
Okay, that piece of property that they're going to build, they're on, is 9 acres. But they're only
That's only
buying,
in Worcester, isn't it?
no, it's in West Boylston,
Okay,
but it's owned by St. Pierre.
yeah,
They're only buying a little over 2 acres of it, because right behind it, there's wetlands,
right,
okay? And there's like a berm,
yeah,
okay? And so when they came before the ZBA a couple of weeks ago, they were looking for a variance because they didn't have enough room in the back, setback.
yeah.
They were only 5 feet something, and they needed to be 10 feet. So we're trying to figure out, how far. So I asked the architect, how far is the wetlands and the berm start from where you're proposing the property line? And he said it's about, 10 feet. And I said, well, if you ask for 6 more feet, then you could, you'd have enough for the, for the setback. Can't do that. Why? Because the berm would now be on the property of where the Girl Scouts want to build. And I'm like, well, I'm thinking to myself, why didn't you tell me this, So then I asked him, well, how far could you go from where you want to create the property line to where the berm would still be on the other side of the line? I don't know. So that was one of the variances, and they voted for the one, but they were the only one that voted against it. Because in variances, you have to prove 3 specific.
Yeah, you're on the right side of it, yeah.
And they didn't do it.
I
The
would
same thing
vote
with
it.
the parking lot in the front of the building. They, and I said, I tried to work with them, to try to give me answers, to try to.
That's not all the way up to the fence, so that's before that. That's why the cost of big parking lot.
But then, but the land, if you're looking at the street, the land, it comes down this way. Now, part of that, what they, over here, that they're gonna use for drainage and stuff, is in Worcester. But they want to use Worcester address. And I said to them, I asked the building inspector, how do you go about that? How do you have a piece of property in one town, but you're using an address from another town? It doesn't, I don't understand how that
Why do they
works.
want a
So what did
Worcester
he say
address?
He said that it can be done,
This is that.
But why do they want a Worcester address?
This
because,
is what I wanted to take.
They didn't want
I wanted
to
to
go
know
with that.
over here.
because that's the way that's the way they were
This is
before.
Israel stuff.
So people would
Look at me.
recognize. Okay, first of all,
But stopping this
It's
one.
a non-profit.
under here.
so there's no taxes
He
on
just
this
wants to put
property,
one big one there.
and now they're asking for.
One here, one here, one
I
here.
thought it was.
They don't even, the worst part about it is,
It's gonna go across the
the
street,
Girl Scouts don't
back
even
into
own
each,
property.
goes down behind
What
the.
what they were trying to do is, they wanted to get everything approved.
Oh, yeah.
See if they get everything approved before they would purchase the
I
property.
want to, but I'm just going with what he's doing now.
That's what you're right. I thought
Because I
they wanted
even
a
asked-
piece
Well,
of property
somehow you
between the
just
Red
shut
Cross
off.
and the
The address
That's correct.
is 0 Century Drive.
This is all the
So I said
drainage
to the
from
building
up on that
inspector,
hill.
when they put up the building,
All the way up
how do
to,
you determine
Woodland.
what the address is? If they're that
I mean,
close.
I have my own problem, I
and
have
they wanna
weapons
use
right
Worcester
there, a
address.
little bit, not much.
Now, are they using the Worcester address just for daily purposes?
None, it's just a trench right
That
now.
whole property is in.
He's gonna put in a 36-inch.
See, the thing about that too,
More
they
than enough.
can double tax.
That's why.
They don't pay.
But I just
Oh,
wanted
that's
to
right.
clean it up.
Yeah, you're right.
So my question was.
And I told him, you have to have one,
What
there, it's a
benefit
90,
is
I have to
it?
have a manhole and a 90.
Well, it encourages, because they're still.
Where are the
I can
utilities?
assume if I can get all this and fill it in, this is all trash.
What's the utilities or?
He's gonna move this back, I would.
Wouldn't they have to be West Boylston?
Most of this, he doesn't
I
know.
don't
See, the problem is,
All I know is that that 7
Right.
acres behind the property.
What do you mean?
Is all wetlands, it's all non.
It's up here, but all the space here is owned by the state.
When you go up, isn't it the first?
This is all he owns, this is
It goes
his
around, it goes
actual.
around, yeah, it goes around, it's on the.
This is what it shows, this is what everybody thinks he owns.
Red
It
Cross.
does.
Red Cross.
Red
So I
Cross,
know
it's
what I would
right
do with
when you
this.
first go in.
Right,
Green
Yeah.
space.
It's right on the
Look
left-hand
nice.
side.
It's around.
It goes around.
I said, I could make that fly by the time.
But
Because
7 acres
way up.
of
this is our entrance, I get Stratos, that whole stretch is beautiful.
It
This
can't be
is
nothing
this.
That's
But
why
who knows this
they
guy's
only
in
want
trouble?
to do
Bob, that can do.
This is DQ. That's
I
up
thought
to
they wanted the
$200
variance
a mess.
because they
Yeah.
wanted to
so
have
go,
more
no,
parking up
we can
front
get this,
instead
and I
of
get
that
this.
low,
And
so
here's
that-
the bylaw.
There was
And
no
he said, what do I do?
parking.
I said, leave it to the bylaw. I'm thinking.
Right, but isn't that what they wanted the variance for, so
They
they
wanted
wanted
to
parking
approach
up front so that people
now
would be
if I get
walking
this
down
guy,
and
you
having
can
the
see
dark.
But they improved that to me.
That's not bad, but that's.
Because I remember that from the presentation.
Yeah, I know, but if we all got together, I think we could make it
That's what I
happen.
thought they wanted the variance.
Joe, Dave, I'm not positive on this, I'm not exactly sure, but I think
Well, again, it's just a footprint.
The front
You
door
probably would take
tilts-
something, turn it sideways.
faces.
Because this is
the
all
address
parking now,
of,
and this would be.
but say, for instance, you're facing Worcester,
Yeah.
in half the property,
This is a
Worcester,
window.
this is West Boylston.
Yeah,
The only one is right there.
Front door is
I've already got
facing
mine.
Worcester, then you got a Worcester address.
it's not, it's facing.
It's
west.
man-made, it's just a man-made trench.
I thought the only part
This
of the
head wall
property
is all it was.
was
So
just part
basically,
of
they
the
put this
parking
road
lot.
in, they put another head wall to get rid of
They're
this
trying
road.
to use.
He left it open because he didn't own it.
For mailing purposes, and only for mailing purposes. You know,
Where did
because
that-
either way, the building inspector
He
is
wants
gonna
to
have to,
pipe
it's gonna have to.
and
he's gonna
beautiful
have to
park.
address it some-
And then line this footprint somehow, somewhat.
The second set. Oh,
But I gotta get him by this before I know what that's gonna be. Okay,
That's what we call it.
two. I'd rather have
Uh-oh,
this big
I
one.
didn't do it.
So we're all set.
Yeah, yeah, well,
Yeah, they all three the same thing. All I want is access. Then you got front line between this